Warning: the following video may contain harsh language, crude humor, and may offend unintentionally, and is an affiliate of Scythering Productions. The opinions and comments expressed do not reflect those of the Scythering team. All credit and criticism shall be warranted to TWS Productions. Viewer discretion is advised.
To That Wrestling Show. In a couple of weeks since I've been around, but there's been so much news to sort through, a lot of things on Twitter, and it's Wrestlemania weekend. So why don't we get started with the news of the week? There are some talks about Evan Bourne actually getting some kind of a push towards Jack Swagger's United States Championship. However, with his most recent injury to his ankle, where he necessarily broke it, you can see the pictures on his Twitter, there are a lot of people that say that possibly might be the third strike to Evan Bourne. So Evan Bourne is probably around draft time going to be released, or chances are that the push for the U.S. title is not going to happen, which is kind of unfortunate because I'm a big Evan Bourne fan. He got two strikes right after the other. He was just getting ready to come back, and he broke his ankle. Now, whether it was, I highly doubt it was implied and intentionally that he was going to do that, but, you know, things happen, and it's kind of unfortunate. Sources say that The Rock is going to have as much time as he needs during WrestleMania 28, mainly to cut promos, and mainly for the fact to help build the show. They're also going to give Cena and Rock 25 to 30 minutes and will be the main event of WrestleMania 28. There are some very little talks that Punk and Jericho will be opening the show. There's only one real thing I can say about that.
This is bullshit!
Well, yeah, other than that. The WWE title opening the show, I'm not a big fan of that. In fact, I'm not a big fan of any match main eventing that is not the world title. The world title is the most prestigious thing in the WWE, or at least it should be, and you're going to have The Rock and John Cena close WrestleMania 28. Yeah, I get how that's the reason why people bought the show. I get that's the reason why. But you got to also remember, the WWE title now takes a back seat to John Cena and The Rock. There are no 2 people, 3 people, 4 people, 5 people, 6 people, 10 people, anybody in the business that is above the world title. I am sorry. The only exception to the rule is if it was a retirement match, a la Ric Flair, a la HBK, a la The Undertaker. Fortunately, only one of them got what they wanted. WrestleMania 24 DVDs are being pulled off the shelf at lightning speed. Not because of who was on the show, but because of Floyd Money Mayweather having a theme in the background. And he's got a lawsuit with the company. Well, Floyd Money Mayweather, I never cared for you, and if you're the reason why my WrestleMania 24 DVD is being yanked off the shelf, then fuck you. Animal from the Legion of Doom says that Sting should just join the WWE already and actually drop all this paranoia that WWE would ruin his career. If Sting was ever going to be an icon, he should just join the WWE and be cemented within its legacy. I'm a massive Sting fan. I've always been a massive Sting fan, and he's always been very loyal to his roots. Animal, I don't necessarily agree with your statement, mainly for the fact that you are a legend indeed, and I will never take that away from you, but it's the fact that Sting is an icon because he didn't need a tag partner to help get him over. Oh, what? Come on, you know it's true. Stop. WWE had actually contacted Alundra Blaze. I'll give you guys a minute. Figured it out? Okay. WWE has contacted Alundra Blaze. Though there was no further comments or inside news that we can report on. There are some sources saying that there might be a match in the works, that there could be a match in the works, or that they just want the title back that she threw into the trash. And if that's the case, WWE's never going to get that back. Now, there was a massive report that happened last week that had the entire internet buzzing, but any and all talks of FCW closing down are untrue. The main source that says this is they're not necessarily closing down FCW or moving FCW, they're changing FCW, says Triple H. They're going to make it better and they're going to make it more innovative. So any and all reports that got issued that FCW was closing down and everybody was moving to Connecticut is vastly untrue. So any sources that said that FCW was closing, any sources at all, they're all a bunch of liars. Despite all reports that say yay or nay towards this, Lord Tensai apparently is A-Train. Now I want you to think about that for a second. They want to rehire A-Train to be Lord Tensai. Just because he works in Japan doesn't mean that he's Japanese. But this is the same company that told a Samoan to be Japanese. Yeah. No racism there. A-Train, the guy's got to be close to 40. He's got an amazing career in Japan. Personally, I don't think that was the wisest thing to do because they're going to be underutilized. They already have Brodus Clay that they could use as this character. There's a possibility that this could turn out to be good. But again, A-Train, Matt Bloom, I think your name is, stay in Japan. Trust me, stay in Japan. Christian legitimately has been pulled from WrestleMania.
This is bullshit!
It sucks, doesn't it? It sucks. But yes, he has been pulled from WrestleMania, but it's legit because he does have an ankle injury. And the other person that will not be at WrestleMania is Alberto Del Rio.
This is bullshit!
It sucks, doesn't it? Yeah, it's alright. Don't put the torches down. It's alright. We don't need to burn the place. Just relax. The main reason why Alberto Del Rio won't be there is mainly because, well, they're going to be giving him a push, and they don't think putting him in a comedic match is the way to go. Now, there are some people that say that putting Alberto Del Rio in the match card, which would be Team Johnny versus Team Teddy, would actually make the match more serious. But no, if you looked at Team Teddy's team, it's 4 jobbers, and basically it's just 4 jobbers and 2 guys that can wrestle. Yeah, Alberto Del Rio doesn't need to be anywhere near that. Alberto Del Rio's stock has gone down after what they did to him at WrestleMania. It's not his fault, it's just WWE and bad booking. I personally feel that it's the right thing to do to keep Del Rio away from all comedy segments and keep him as a serious wrestler. Maria Menounos, you know, the person that's going to be showing up at WrestleMania to team with Kelly to take on Eve and Beth Phoenix in a butt-fucked fumbled tag match that has really no relevance at all to WrestleMania. Well, apparently she hurt her rib while performing at Dancing with the Stars, but don't worry, she will be there.
This is bullshit!
Get the torches out now. Yeah, so WWE decides that instead of having Kelly versus Beth Phoenix, or Tamina versus Beth Phoenix, or Eve versus Beth Phoenix, or Beth Phoenix versus Alundra Blaze, or Beth Phoenix versus Natalya, or not having a match at all, they decide to do the Divas match with, again, a celebrity that doesn't fucking belong in the wrestling ring. I have never been a fan of celebrities in the wrestling ring. They don't belong in the wrestling ring. They don't deserve to be in the wrestling ring. They don't even need to be near a wrestling ring. I'm sorry, but when you have a professional wrestler lose to a celebrity, that's basically saying that a celebrity that knows shit about the product, that knows shit about wrestling, that never went through training, that never went through all the ups and downs, that never paid their dues, can beat a fucking professional wrestler. That's like if Dana White allowed someone like me to get in the UFC cage and beat Kimbo Slice. It doesn't fucking make sense. Is this match gonna suck? Are we gonna watch it? Kurt Angle is pissed off and is going on a one-man crusade. Believe it or not, his mother got a call from the Dominican Republic saying that they have her grandson and demand $4,000 or serious injuries will be implemented. Upon sending them the $4,000, she got yet another phone call and also mentioned that they needed another $4,000, to which she contacted Kurt Angle, who found out that it was a scam because their grandson, or her grandson, is perfectly fine and hasn't been to the Dominican Republic in a year. So Kurt Angle is fucking pissed off and is going to find the sons of bitches that took her mother's money. I feel really sorry for whoever's on the end of that phone, and if Kurt Angle ever does get a hold of you, it's going to be ouch time. Ouch time indeed. And my last bit of news this week is, it involves Kurt Angle. He actually pulled a hamstring, hurt a hamstring, or tore a hamstring. We don't know yet. But it's possible that the injury is so severe, so serious, that he may not be involved in the Olympics. And to be 100% honest, it's kind of sucky. Kind of wish that he does make it to the Olympics because I'm not the biggest Kurt Angle fan, but he is a professional wrestler. He is one hell of an athlete, and something like a hamstring tear, he, at his age, at 43, that could be quite serious, but he did break his neck and win the gold medal, so we shall see what happens there. That's going to do it all for the news portion of the week. We do have a couple of questions that I got sent through the channel. The first question is, if you were to book the draft, how would you do it? Well, the problem with the draft is you now have the same guys from SmackDown on Raw now. They kind of intermixed and merged. The draft kind of loses its meaning. It kind of loses its purpose. It's kind of one-sided. There's really no need to have stars on Raw and SmackDown anymore. You can have guys that are exclusive to SmackDown, but they're going to show up on Monday Night Raw anyway. If I was in charge of the draft, I think Sheamus should go to SmackDown. I think Orton should stay on SmackDown. Kane should go to SmackDown. Big Show can go to SmackDown. Sheamus goes to SmackDown. He's already there on SmackDown. But I really don't see that there's a much need of a shuffling anymore. There's not enough stars that have been elevated. One thing you could do is take all of the women and put them on Raw and take all the underweights and put them on SmackDown. So you have Raw having something special in the women's division and SmackDown having something with a cruiserweight division, which they've been talking about for the last 2 years, that it could happen, it might happen, it should happen, but it won't happen. If they want to do something really innovative, they have CM Punk and Sheamus or Daniel Bryan, whoever's the champion at the end of it, have them have one big match, and the winner is the undisputed champion, and that champion is the champion of both Raw and SmackDown, because it really doesn't fucking matter, because you're going to get them at the super shows anyway. That's what I would do if I was booking the draft. The second question is, do you feel that Chris Jericho's comments towards CM Punk have gone too far? Personally, no. I think that the WWE title needed something. It needed a different flair. Whereas Cody Rhodes is making fun of Big Show, so there's your match where you have the women's match doing absolutely nothing. You have the tag match doing absolutely nothing. You have The Rock and Cena as a rivalry. You have all these little rivalries and all these little stories. But Jericho and Punk is basically, well, he stole my gimmick. I want to beat him up for it. That's kind of lacking. But having Chris Jericho dig so deep into Punk's past and bring up all of this nasty backwater stuff, talking about his alcoholic father, his drug-addicted sister, and being, of course, that his mother is a whore, I think that adds a little bit of flair to the match. It's now more than a title match. It's now personal. I think that's something that needed to happen. And you know what? Jericho didn't break any barriers because, we Jake Roberts once slapped Miss Elizabeth on live TV. I'm sorry. That was the coldest thing I'd ever seen in my life. So anything Chris Jericho says or does is not going to be anything compared to that. And that's all the questions I had for this week. Now it's time for my WrestleMania predictions. This is the card as follows. I'm going to try to do it in my own little order here. We have the Intercontinental Championship. This is probably going to be a show stealer. I can't believe I'm saying that. Cody Rhodes has impressed me for such a long time. Cody Rhodes is going to walk out as the Intercontinental Champion. I don't think he'll be defeating Big Show. He'll probably retain the title via countout. Big Show will punch him in the face. He'll be knocked out on the floor. You know what? That's the way I kind of see it going. I will be pulling for Cody Rhodes, however. Big Show gets the win via countout or disqualification. Team Teddy versus Team Laurinaitis. Oh my God. Team Laurinaitis, I'm sorry, they have David Otunga. You can throw him away, you're still fine. You have Mark Henry. Oh shit, you have Mark Henry. You have Dolph Ziggler. You have Jack Swagger. Alone, that's a team right there that could do it all. They had Christian for a little while. They had Alberto Del Rio for a little while, but not so much. Already, the Team Johnny is already got more firepower, whereas Team Teddy has got Zack Ryder, Santino Marella, R-Truth, Khali, Booker T, and Kofi Kingston. It's going to Johnny Ace. I'm sorry, it's going to Johnny Ace. That's just how it's going to happen. That's how it's going to happen. Just get over it. Just swallow it. Get used to it. It's going to Johnny Ace. Shouldn't, but it will. The women's match, I don't give a fuck. They've totally fucked up the women's division. It is a shell of what it used to be. I don't give a fuck about it. I pray to God that Beth Phoenix gets the win, because if she doesn't, there's no point in having a women's division. There's no fucking point. There really isn't. I mean, Snooki showed up last year, and John Morrison's gone from WWE. So Natalya will probably be gone after this fucking run-in. Oh, I'm sorry, I just don't fucking care. The WWE World Heavyweight Championship match, which is Daniel Bryan going up against Sheamus. Now, they really haven't done a whole lot with this match. I personally feel that there's not enough build. They've been trying to do some kind of a build, but for me it's not clicking. Sheamus has not really, defeated John Cena, or he hasn't defeated Randy Orton, or he hasn't defeated, big time names to really cement himself as a man of. Yeah, he won the Royal Rumble, but what does that mean? I mean, does anyone care? I mean, yeah, he won the Royal Rumble, but look, he's going up against a guy that barely wins his matches and has a hard time with Santino Marella. I'm pulling for Daniel Bryan, and I'm going to throw this out there. I say Daniel Bryan retains. I don't know. I know that's the wrong answer, but I think Daniel Bryan will retain the title, as he has AJ in his corner. She may even turn on him, but I think it's too early in the shoot to do that. Daniel Bryan retains, and he'll end up losing at the next pay-per-view. Now we have Kane versus Randy Orton. Needless to say, Orton wins. I'm pulling for Kane. Orton wins. Now we have the three main events of the evening that everyone's going to be looking forward to. I know I'll be looking forward to it. The first one is the WWE World Title match between CM Punk and Chris Jericho. This will most doubtably be the match of the night, because you have two wrestlers that can talk, walk, submit, do aerials, can mat wrestle, can do it all. They could do it all. Punk is going to retain. He's going to do it clean. And knowing Punk, he'll probably do it with an Anaconda Vice. That's my prediction right there. Punk wins with an Anaconda Vice. The big match that everyone's been looking forward to, that's been built up for a year, and I'm sorry, but I'm still not really convinced on the match. I'm trying so hard, but I don't care anymore about The Rock and John Cena. I'm tapped out. But The Rock and John Cena, now this can go one of many ways. If The Rock wins, he got the payoff. If John Cena wins, everyone's pissed off. I'm going for John Cena. Why? Because I agree with Cena more over than I do The Rock. Not that necessarily that Cena needs this win, but The Rock doesn't need this win either. There have been talks that they might rematch at WrestleMania 29, which kind of makes this match null and void. But if this is in The Rock's hometown, this is, his return to wrestling. However, it was also Hulk Hogan's return to wrestling, and he lost to The Rock. I'm going to put it out there and say that, you know what, John Cena gets the win. Just because it's in The Rock's hometown, it doesn't mean anything. Is he going to turn heel? No. Cena does not need to turn heel. Just drop it. He doesn't need to turn heel. He just needs to be a badass. He just needs to be like a CM Punk. Just say what he wants, do what he wants, and leave. We don't... It's not necessarily that the cheesy Cena is a bad thing. It's just we're so sick of the cheese. And you think that we get something new and different with Rock, and we're really not. We're getting G-Rock, not PG Rock. We're getting G-Rock, which is... Cena's going to get the win because I think overall... Cena's going to show up at Monday Night Raw and continue to work, and The Rock's going to go off and make a movie. So The Rock doesn't need the win. It does nothing for his career. His career is over. He's not going for the title. He's not going to be going for the title. He's not going to be in many memorable feuds. So Rock winning is pointless. There's no point for Rock to win because he's got nothing to gain. And the main event, or at least in my eyes, that everyone's been looking forward to is The Undertaker versus Triple H. Hell in a Cell with HBK in the ring. This is the match that I will be affixed and glued to because it's Hell in a Cell. I've heard that they're making a brand new cell. I don't know how they're going to get the cell there. Some people say it's going to rise from the bottom. Some say they're going to have to construct it as is during a video promo. Some say they're going to lower it from the top. God knows what they're going to do. You have the whole DX thing. You have Undertaker not having the best record in Hell in a Cell. You have Triple H, who's had an okay record at Hell in a Cell. It is the last match, at least for, it's 20 and it's either 20-0 or 19-1. This possibly could be The Undertaker's last match. The whole Shawn Michaels thing, this is a real tough one to call. Every year they almost make it impossible for you to go, well, Taker's going to win, but there is a chance he might not. This year, it's going to be less about the cell and more about the referee. Not that that's a bad thing. Shawn Michaels is going to be the storyteller of this match while Undertaker and Triple H kill each other. This match does not need blood. This match does not need fire. This match does not need ladders and chairs and fire and smoke. And it doesn't need all that. What it needs to be is an old-fashioned cell match. Just wear out, drag out, beat you up. If there's blood, there's blood. If there's not, there's not. Psychology, psychology, psychology. I cannot stress this enough. What could happen? Kane might come back and destroy everything. The Nexus might show up and destroy everything. DiBiase might destroy up and everything. Paul Bearer could show up and destroy everything. A lot of things could happen. Shawn Michaels might turn on Triple H. Shawn Michaels might turn on The Undertaker. Shawn Michaels might turn on both of them. But I think in the end, no matter what, Undertaker will go 20-0 over Triple H. And WrestleMania 29, as much as many people are against this, and some of them are for it, Triple H versus HBK at WrestleMania 29, where I guess that's the route they want to go. And that'll do it all for this week's episode of That Wrestling Show. There will be a chat room open for WrestleMania. It is a free chat room. All you gotta do is click in there and you're good to go. You can just go to the website at thatwrestlingshow.webs.com. This WrestleMania, yes, it is a big WrestleMania indeed. I will say I am very impressed with the card. I am very hyped up about this Mania as I was last year's. So many matches to discuss, so many matches to go over, so many matches to just kind of absorb. It's going to be an interesting Mania. Is it going to be the best WrestleMania of all time? Probably not. Hopefully I'm wrong and it surprises me. WrestleMania is a big event, not just for me, but for wrestling fans everywhere. And I'm sure on one side of the coin, there will be some fans that will be happy. On the other side of the coin, there will be some fans that will be pissed off. And on the last side of the coin, yes, there's 3 sides to every coin, because don't forget that you have the center. So you're going to have the internet wrestling fans who are going to nitpick and be pissed off at every single thing that there is about WrestleMania. So stay away from those people. I am DM saying, until next time, it's WrestleMania weekend, and I'll see you then.